Anyway, the match we've all been waiting for, the last one, Kevin Owens against Solo. And obviously, Kevin wants to, the Usos been kicked out of the building. Owens wants to take as many of the bloodline out as possible. And they started with a fight. And both these guys are approximately the same size. Of course, we are still being expected to suspend our disbelief that a pudgy, pale Canadian can go toe-to-toe with a badass Samoan. But nevertheless, they start the match. They're laying in. They go to the floor and they go to the break in 2 minutes. I'm like, mother, what the fuck? You can't. They won't let you like any of these matches. And they come back, and within seconds, Owens is starting to come back, goes up the top. Solo stops him, goes for a superplex. Owens stops him and hits a frog splash, 2 count. Solo hits Samoan drop, 2 count. Owens makes another comeback. Hits a swanton cover. There's Sami Zayn at ringside. Pulls Solo out of the cover. And Solo goes to kick Owens as Owens comes out to pursue this. Solo goes to kick Owens, and Owens moves, and he kicks Sami and knocks him goofy instead. And then Owens clears off the desk, and he's going to do something with the table, but Solo posts Owens and hits Owens with a chair. And then runs after Owens has been posted and then hit with a chair. Then he charges at him, and Owens pops him up and gives him a power bomb onto the desk. And everybody's been on the floor at this point for minutes. And the referee has either disappeared completely or is doing nothing. I can't find him. And Owens hits Solo with a chair and then yells at Sami. And throws the chair down and yells at the fans. And then yells at the camera and walks out. And that was it. No finish, no bell. Solo just, when Owens hit him with a chair, Solo just fell over the barricade into the front row of crowd, and you never saw him again. And then again, like I said, Owens just was aggravated at Sami and then just left the building. And where did the referee? I don't know what the fuck. It was a okay match. Nothing wrong with it besides the fact that they won't show us most of their main events or any of the other matches. They 10 minutes of entrances and then they wrestle for a minute and a half and then they go to commercial. But if you can't figure a finish to tell the story and still have a match and a finish, don't have the fucking match. What happened here?
Oh, I don't know. I was just intrigued by the storyline. The match was kind of a afterthought to the storyline.
Well, yeah, but you're not left with, boy, I can't wait to see what's going to happen tomorrow. You're left with, wait a minute. Where the fuck did this guy go? Where the fuck did that guy go? Was there an end of the match? Did I miss something? Did somebody win?
I disagree with you.
Ring?
I disagree with you. I was left with, I can't wait to see how Roman's going to deal with the fact that Sami disobeyed his orders.
We could still be left with that feeling, and somebody could still win this fucking match.
I agree with that.
They could call for the bell and disqualify somebody, or some decision could be rendered.
I agree it didn't have to be as sloppy in that area, but I still think people left that show wanting to see how Roman... Wait a minute,
sloppy in that area? What if they started a car race? And then the Indy 500, and after 350 loops out of the 500, they had a wreck, and some of the drivers yelled at each other, and then they all just fucking got in their cars and drove home.
I would tell you that Vince McMahon bought NASCAR. That's what I would tell you.
I don't think the Indy 500 is NASCAR, but I know where you're going.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't watch cars driving circles.
Yeah, well, let's see it. It's fun. They floor it and turn left for 500 miles.
Do you like it?
Such excitement. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Exactly.
I'll tell you, my Uncle Tommy here's not only did he love auto racing, because he was a car nut and everything, but he would listen to the Indianapolis. This is back before, coast to coast network television of everything and sports networks and everything. He would listen to car races on the radio. Can you imagine a more boring thing than you could hear the the rumble of the engines, and the announcer is saying, well, there's number 14, old Dick Trickle, and he's coming around the far turn, but you can't actually see anything. And here's the thing. When we're all together at, it's a holiday or it's the 4th of July, there's a big race or whatever, he's got to get WLW from Cincinnati, the radio station, right? So he's got to go out in his car in the driveway to where he can get reception on the radio station, the AM station, to listen to the fucking car races. Well, one time we had eaten and he went out to listen to the car race in the car in the driveway, and everybody else was talking and doing whatever, watching TV. And finally, my mom closed the garage door and locked up and everything, and we all started to go to bed and realized, wait a minute, where's Uncle Tommy? He's still sitting out in the driveway in the dark in the car, locked out, listening to the race. They'd had a delay. Then he's knocking on the fucking window. Can I come in the house?
I'd rather listen to it on the radio than actually go to it. I'd rather, if you have a good commentator, someone who could tell the story well, I'm sure it'd be more fun to listen to the cars going around in circles on the radio than watching it live.
All right. Anyway, so that was SmackDown.
Certainly was, yes.
It certainly was. Are you going to be laying the SmackDown on anybody over there at the Arcadian Vanguard Network this week on 605 or the Wrestling News or any of your other plethora of programs?
Well, you can find out from the plethora of programs at the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network. Get information about all the shows on Twitter at Superpodcast or on Facebook at facebook.com/Arcadian Vanguard. I'm so pleased with myself that I spit that all out, that I'm smiling. The Wrestling News, of course, your free daily wrestling newscast. Find out everything that's happened in the world of professional wrestling here and abroad. Here and abroad.
Here and aboard.
Here and aboard. Here and abroad. Hear all about everything happening in the world of professional wrestling for free every single day. No opinion, no conjecture, just the actual wrestling news. Subscribe wherever you find your favorite podcast. Look for Arcadian Vanguard's The Wrestling News, or go to thewrestlingnews.com to download it directly. Also want to make mention of the latest episode of Stick to Wrestling with John McAdam. They are looking at Larry Zbyszko, a deep dive on Larryland. What happened after his record-setting feud with Bruno Sammartino that caused him to disappear for a while before reappearing in Georgia Championship Wrestling in 1983. Hear all about that and so much more. McAdamPod.com, or look for Stick to Wrestling with John McAdam wherever you find your favorite podcasts. And of course, the 605 Super Podcast, The Mothership! Go through the archive today at 605pod.com. I killed my throat on that one. Go through the archive today, 605pod.com, available wherever you find your favorite podcast. Thank you to everyone who's been downloading stuff from the archive. I really appreciate it. Every episode available for free at 605pod.com. The Mothership.
And I'll tell you what, it's priced fairly, too.
I'm in the free. I think give people free content and let them...
That's what I'm saying. It's priced fairly.
Yeah, this show's free, too.
Hey,
what was that? The contract?
That's your contract.
No.
Now I'm going to make you eat it.